universal truth and absolute laws of nature, for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space of educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. This is a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is your space. A space of integrity, of intelligence, space of masters, kings, queens, space of the committed, a space where we are working on a united path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information, hashtags, apps with cash, pals that pay, Westerns that are union, grams with money, emails, red cups, damn it, charities a cot, help a brother out. Remember, there's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until the situation is way out of hand. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Please book an assessment. Keep your hands off each other. Find different ways to communicate the disagreements, the disarrangements, the, dis-ease of what you're going through. Please. Okay, for the kids' sake, for the in-laws' sake, get yourself together, book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse consultation and counseling, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs, the behaviors that should alarm you, characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness. Okay? Conversations, events, persons, man, places that you should know. Keep your alertness level on 1,000. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. Okay, let's get busy. Peace and power, peace and power. How we do, how you do, how you do. Okay? Salute to all us in class. First and foremost, yes, it is July 7th. Yeah. 32 years? 33 years? 33 years of marriage. So, yeah, salute to July 7th. Okay, that's where we are at with it. Successfully through it all. When you speak of certain spaces, maintain that. Make sure your word is bond, and bond is life, and you should give your life before your word shall fail. And when people don't have a true understanding of that, they don't get it. Okay? They don't get it. People cannot see, and I mean understand. People cannot have a true understanding outside of their core beliefs. It is utterly impossible. People cannot see past their core beliefs. And that is for everyone. to understand. Make sure your circle, your 360 is tight. Make sure that you are in the right space. And everything won't be easy, but you will be able to manage. You will be able to move. You will be able to seek greatness in others as well as yourself. That is the foundation. That is the foundation. Okay? Okay. Next up, we got some people to tag. Somebody tag Sebastian Telfair. That's what y'all do. Just tag Sebastian Telfair. Tell him to come to class. Okay? Tell him to come to class. I see you, Ab. Tell him to come to class, okay? We got some questions to ask Sebastian. Somebody tag for Xtra. We really don't know who he is in this class. We found out. So tag him. Tag him. I don't know if he'd be able to tag back because he lost his digits, but tag him. Tell him to come to class. We got some questions. Yeah. Tag Rickey Smiley. Yeah, tag Rickey Smiley and DL Hughley and all of the other scared, privileged Negroes that came out of the entertainment industry that got so much to say and so much fear in their hearts. Tag them. Tag Philly. I hope Philly's in the building. Tag the striking workers of Philly. Tell them to hold it down. Tag the Philly mayor. Yeah, tag her. Come on in here, Sherelle. Yeah. And any other black mayor of any other city. Okay? Because it's been called out. Yeah, it's been called out. 2 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, that most of the cities ran by black men or women, or a black man or a black woman, is failing. So tag them all. And tag the black women if you know them, if they're around. Tag them. Tag them. Please tell them to come to class. And I'm going to really get down to this 50-50 conversation that y'all consistently losing. And I'm telling you, your core belief that you inherited from them white folk is going to have you a old, bitter, lonely, pigeon-feeding ass woman. Y'all got to stop. Y'all better find a different belief system, because these people, this other black woman that is on social media, these little black girls is doing this little stupid stuff, is what's causing a lot of people to look at y'all, especially us, a lot of black men, to look at y'all sideways. So call these black women, tell them to come to class with all this 50-50 shit, all this pop the balloon garbage, all these needs and wants that y'all not prepared even slightly to give back. Tag all of them and let's see who's in class. Let's see who's in class. Yeah, because this black woman, I'm going to start with her first. Let's see who's in class. Breed Love, first in class. We see you, T Mac, the second in class, and got 55. 55 for T Mac. Second in class, shiny, sitting all at alert at his desk, and got a 55 for T Mac. Breed Love, T Mac, and Philly Threats. We see you, Chris. Chris is in the building. What's going on, Philly? Ta-ta, Philly. Yes, right. Bring them on, Philly. Boom. We up in here. Might say anything. Yes, we see you. We see you. V, what's going on? We got the Bay Area. What's going on, V? V is in the spotty spot. Yes, indeed. Bay Area's up in here. Tierra, what up, youngin? Youngin is in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, Philly, come through. Come through. Hot car, what's going on? Boy, y'all deep. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Uptown Dre, what's going on? We see you. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Yeah. We see Mrs. Wheels. What up, Mrs. Wheels? Yeah, Black. Yeah, that's right, Guardian. Yeah, that's right, Liberator. We see you up in the spotty spot. Yes, much support. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Bernie, what up, Bernie? Bernadette. Neef Buck, what's going on? Philly, yes. Come Philly deep, y'all. Philly be busting y'all down. I'm telling you, they be deep up in here. Uh-huh. Okay. Big Red Shaolin, what's going on? Miss Little Bit, what it do? We see you up in here. Ken Williams, what's going on? Dustfro 517, we see Rick Gatlin, what up? Uh-oh. NFNT, what's going on? We see you. Just another Geechee. Yes. Zoom 864. Think for yourself is up in here. Mr. Mac 123. Daryl? Daryl up in the space? We see you, Daryl. Hartoons TV. Uh-oh, Stony Stone, Mississippi. Crooked letters in the building. What's going on, Curly? We see you, Jay. What up? Craig Williams, what's going on? Willie Betha, we see you. Mike Nice. George Johnson, we see you. Stephen Gill, what's going on? Rodney, God damn it, Rodney's up in the spot. God Body, Peace and Power. Riverwalk, San Antonio. Eric Carlos is in the spotty spot. PJ Allen, we see you. CR Prophet Getters, what up? Nas is up in here. What up, Evan? Peace. Angel, B Dope. We see you, B Dola. What's going on? Uh-huh. Who else is up in here? GB, what's going on? We see Bam. Philly in the building. Bam is up in here. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ab, what up, Ab? Ab is in the spotty spot. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, you gotta get up in there. We got you. We got you. We got you. That's right. Session 2. That's right. Uh-huh. What? Corey Grant is up in his spotty spot. What's going on? Lay Charles, Felipe, Pate Felipe is up in here. Louisville, Kentucky. What up? Hakim, what's going on? Yeah, we see you. Mark Hines, George Johnson, and Sean Jenkins in the space. First and foremost, a lot of us had a lot of different energy going on, especially, during the, independence of the Ofe from the father or mother country. They claiming independence. So the fourth had people, in turmoil. And I think our people, our melanated people, are in more of a turmoil than anybody because we really don't know where to sit in this space. We don't. But 47 and his administration is definitely making it a whole lot easier for you to see. But a lot of our people, even though they may not be the most patriotic, they have a belief in this corporation. They have a belief in this flag. They know nothing else. We really don't. You don't know anything else. So celebration, what I'm saying, right along with the old faith, is like, okay, if you're not an American, if you're not that, then what are you? If you're not embraced by the continent that they recognize as Africa, you're not African, what are you? If you're not, where do you sit in the scope of this? And it's confusing, for a lot of people. But in their core beliefs, they believe that they belong. So the energy is all over the place. A lot of people don't feel good about themselves, especially when you are of a certain age, because the foundation of what you was conditioned to believe in has been ripped. You understand? It's been pulled from up under you. So it's shaky and it's causing other people to be shaky in their moves. That's why the foundation of self, the knowledge of self, you have to really believe in who you are. Find it. It's not going to be in the doctrine. It's not going to be in the Constitution. Damn it, it ain't going to be in the DNA. You have to find a universal truth in yourself, in what you stand on, and then move outward from there, finding that tribe, that group, and moving towards your core belief systems, because you don't belong. They're showing you that you don't belong unless you fold, unless you go right back to the space where they want you, which is on a cotton field or, under their bed at your beck and call. That's an American. That's somebody who is either indigenous to this land or anywhere else on the planet that was enslaved here. White folk want you at the foot of their bed or under them somewhere. And that's when you belong. And then you can celebrate and do whatever you want to do. Then you have those who are ignorant of everything and really don't know. They just manifesting, they just walking, they just living. So a lot was going on. I was pulled over first time, and man, I don't think I've been pulled over in 20 years. Pulled over, detained, the regular rigmarole. You dig, ticketed, and let go. It is what it is. There was false reports that there was no unalived people during the 4th for the first time in years. And that was a false report because I showed people. Shit, Citizen App told us that somebody got clapped on the 4th of July. And then right after, at 1 in the morning, in another part of Brooklyn, somebody got clapped and unalive. So we knew that that was false, right? Energies was all over. One of our classroom assistants definitely needs support and well wishes, up in Mount Vernon. Old Marshy, her relatives, right? Who are, similar in the same spaces, many of us, them New York City, hard heads, hard rocks ran around the streets, did what they do. Two of her uncles got caught up. You understand? The energy is just all over the place. And our focus has to be that much more intense. It has to be. Because as we speak in class and we go over a lot of different things, how we move, right? I always speak on how we manifest ourselves and how we should never take our time for granted and our people who are around us for granted. It requires a lot. As I always say, to remain militant, remaining militant and in a space of being a soldier of yourself, it is taxing. It is taxing. Why? Because we've been doing it for so long. We've been doing it for centuries. And when everybody else can fold and fall off and just fall into the space of, I'm tired, I give up, I'm going to rock with what's going on, and I'm going to seek my happiness and my joy in what's going on, Black men don't have that choice. We just don't. We don't. We can't submit. We can't be broken. We can't bow down. When we do that, the game is over. So there's a consistent struggle, and even those who are closest to us fail to recognize that. They don't, because at the moment that they fall, we're supposed to join in. That doesn't happen. It can't happen, which is why this space, I make an attempt to be very consistent, to encourage those who are going through some immense struggles to remain militant. Don't fold, don't break. Don't fold, don't break. Okay? It seems impossible. It seems very heavy, but you cannot. The minute you break, the minute you give up, you will be so heartbroken. You will be so devastated that your essence as a man will not allow you to go on. You just won't. You won't be able to. You're finished. I'm telling you. The only way that you will be able to consistently stay in it is if you remain steadfast on manifesting who you are as a man, as a black man. I wouldn't care who say what. Don't break. You understand? Don't break. Now, I'm saying that because the narratives, much appreciation for funding the war. The narratives, yes, Junior, I've seen it, much appreciation. The narratives that's being painted, whether you understand it in its direct space or coming indirectly and you not seeing it, it has an effect on your mental and it has an effect on the energies around you. So I came across, well, again, most of the time, class, somebody shoots me a DM, somebody shoots me an email and wants my take on anything. And trust, I make an attempt not to comment on anything that is AI generated unless it's so far and so extreme off to the left that it must be addressed. I make sure I try to research anything before we speak on it to see how authentic it is. But when it comes to how we deal with each other as black men and as black women and what's being put out there as far as how we can find a space to be united and to support one another, I'm on it. I don't allow nobody to get scammed. I don't allow people to have a softened heart for the bullshit. Okay, so now, one of my comrades, good brother too, solid dude, man, works for many different agencies and administrations in the city, real sharp brother, hit me with a post and I believe it's getting some steam. It should be viral by now, of a black woman, and it says black woman needs help. It says she needs $200 for a move by 12 p.m. on this particular day. It says she can't pay her rent and needs a phone for jobs back in Houston. She's been living in Philly in 3 years. You know, the whole little shit that made no sense to me. Can people send $1 to meet this goal? Now, the way it's moving, I'm like, okay, $1, and this is about to go viral. She gonna get that real quick. Now, you know me. I'll be heated when I see shit like this because I've been talking about $1 and a share for the last 3 years. I've never been in this space right here and got $1 from everybody. Never. I haven't been in this space here and got $1 from half of the people in class. Never. Never. I've never seen it at all. So when I'm looking at this, I'm going to go all the way in. I'm like, you need $200 for a move because you can't pay rent. Now, if you know me and you've been in this class for a minute, you know I've moved. Man, over the past 8 years, I've moved 3 times. 3 times. One, because people never, I'm always ready to move. We're always ready to move. That's how we live. Everything in order, nothing laying around. You can see everything in every space, closet, neat, military style. We always ready to go. And I know moves are very expensive. We have never spent less than 10 grand on a move. In the last move, we was actually only 2 blocks over and 1 block up. Because when you're talking about, at that time, rent, security, agent, brokers, fee, and all that, you know what I'm saying? And the move, the truck, and all that. So I'm like, $200, where are you moving to? And you've been in Philly, you moving back to Houston? You serious? Well, what kind of, that ain't a move, and you needed your phone on? What $200 is going to do that? UK back in the building. What's up, London? So I'm like, let me see and follow the links on this to see if it's cap or not. And lo and behold, I'm following and I find a page because I'm looking in the comments. You know how we do. I'm looking in the comments and trying to find the links, and I find a page, the original page of this woman. And lo and behold, by the time it gets to me, I'm looking at the comments, and one of the comments said, oh, lo and behold, I've got what I needed. So I'm like, damn, this shit just got to me. This shit is viral, and she already got $200. She already made that. And I tell you, I've never got $1 out of everybody in the class, ever. So I'm like, hold on. So this person, whoever she is, can get $1 from total strangers on the internet in a matter of hours, like that. I was floored. And not because I haven't seen it before, but because I've seen it on numerous YouTube spaces, IG spaces, where whether they're gossip space or not, shit be coming through. So I've always know and understand that people who are committed to their people and actually working for their people and putting back won't ever get recognized for anything. But I had to see exactly who this person was that they were giving $1, mere dollar to, and made her 200 like that. Not to mention that if it consistently goes viral between now and say shit next week, she may be all the way up and may not even have to move back to Houston or wherever. She might be able to stay in Philly if this story is correct. Now, when I went to the page, though, and seeing this person, I immediately was taken aback. Like, hold on. This young person is dressed very provocative and kind of clowning. You know how these young girls take pictures with the tongue out and all this other shit and the cleavage out. And I'm like, this is who people gave $1 to? And when I looked at the caption on the page, it didn't say that there was an anger management specialist. They didn't say that there was a divorce or domestic violence. Bam, much appreciation. It was a domestic violence. They didn't say there was a community activist. They didn't say any of that. This person said, you know what? This is a space for baddies. This is a space for baddies. I sell necklaces. And I said, wow, this shit is deep. But this is the same young girl that will get on Pop the Balloon and say, if he believes in 50-50, I'm not fucking with him. I wouldn't deal with him. This is the mentality that you can go on social media and beg because you don't have $200, but how dare a young man or a young person ask to build something with you relationship-wise, and you would tell them that you don't do 50-50. Hmm? You understand that? Do you get where I'm going? This is the conditioning. This is the conditioning of where people are at, and where our young men, middle men, much mature men, and elder men, they see that. Do you understand? This is where we at. That someone, and look young. A young girl could come on and ask for $1. I need $200 because I can't pay rent. I've been struggling to pay rent. And I need a phone. And I'm trying to move. I gotta call it out like that. And I'm like, so everything, this is for you. This isn't for the community. This isn't to build a nation. This isn't to give information. This isn't to be an assistance to anyone. You need $200 because you effed up in the game. And you got it. By the time I went and did my research, she was already posting, yo, I got that 200. Good looking out. I was thrown. That there, that's the shit that people who really on it and work and consistent with this thing, this space here, see me like, what? Never mind what y'all know I actually see and actually go through, because many of the, upper echelon YouTube spaces and a podcast, and you already know that I know what they get for doing absolutely nothing with, no service to the people. You already know. You dig? You already know that. You know I know they get thousands a day. And don't never give nothing back, no pushback, no information, nothing. So, I said that to say, yeah, listen, I'm watching and I look and I see. And again, I'm going to always say it. You are a manifestation of your belief system. If you believe in being a custody, you're going to always run around and get you a crack. You're going to always run around and get you some dope or weed or whatever the hell is going to get, because that's how you manifest. That's your core beliefs. If you, as a broad, think that money first is what it is, that's who you are. That's going to be your core beliefs. People only see and can't see past their core beliefs. Funding the war effort, much appreciation, God body. You understand? Sherrod Pugh, much appreciation for the super chat. This is where it's at. So in her getting and believe me, trust that wasn't even a YouTube space. But she said, This is a space for baddies. So baddies are begging for mere dollars, not to help anybody else, for them to maintain themselves as a baddie. You understand? This is where we at with it. You get it? This is where we at with it. Baddies asking for $1. But this is the 50-50 mentality. This is somebody who will run across somebody who is working, who is trying to figure himself out as a man. And this is the one who will tell him. You dig what I'm saying? Who will sit there and tell, your shit ain't together, I can't rock with you. Just like when I just watched the other day when, you know, a chick popped her balloon on a doctor. Somebody who just finished med school. Going for his, what do you call it, internship and all, because he wasn't financially secure yet. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about that black women consistently are spewing. And again, if your foot don't fit in the shoe, keep it out of it. If it ain't you, I'm not talking to you. But if you are not speaking against it, you understand? Come on. So I had to get that off because they don't. Trust and believe. I'm telling you, when I told you, I've been through the buck and the share till I stopped speaking about it. Because my thing is, I'm going to perform to the best of my abilities as a soldier, whether it's supported or not. It's not going to stop me. That's my mentality. Because I've been doing it before social media. What up, H-Town? We see you, the GOAT. Salute, what's going on? I'm talking about one of your peoples here, because this is where the girl says she's trying to move back to Houston. She's been living in Philly for 3 years. This is what the post said, but she's a baddie and she sells necklaces. So trust people gave her $1 until she met her mark. But yet I could come on here every day. Now, I'm telling you, I've yet to ever had $1 come from everybody in class. That should never happen. Never, ever, not even half, not even 3/4 of the class has ever done that. So, you know, again, this is the perspective. I want y'all to see it, because when you come through and you see people pumping fists and you see people in the street hummer stunt, I'm telling you, nobody is who they say they are in their core beliefs once confronted. Right? That's a thing. And this is something that the nation of gods and earths always, and I mean to this very day, is consistent about. What's your attribute? How do you manifest that? Because if you say you God, if you say you God body, you got to manifest that. You got to walk and talk. You got to be that. And I'm telling you, outside of, you know, specific gang culture, as far as Cali and other spaces, outside of that, nobody forces the hand on people who claiming something more than those groups. Because you could be a Democrat, ain't nobody gonna push you on that. It is what it is. You could be a Republican, Christian, shit. You could even be a Muslim in certain spots. Ain't nobody gonna push you on that. But when you say you God body, when you say you Damu, when you say you Paru or Cuz, you have to manifest that. They're gonna push the envelope on that. And that's what people have gotten away from. So when you see chicks that call themselves baddies and they broke, they not baddies. They broke. But they put on a baddie mask, and if you don't see them every day, if you can't monitor their behaviors and their patterns every day, you believe they're baddies. Just like a tough dude. He could be big and brolic, and he could be ugly in the face, and y'all think he's tough, but in all reality, he's pussy. Once he gets confronted with that, right? You got tough guys who claim that they tough about that action, but when they get locked up and they are confronted with doing tough guy things, they tell, they snitch, they rat. Because now in their core beliefs, they really don't understand who or what they're claiming. So in this 50-50 talk, you got to let people sit in that. And I'm talking to the men, let them sit in that, because in all reality, that's their core beliefs, that they have a belief that you are supposed to take care of them without them doing shit or the bare minimum. You better understand that thinking, that narrative that's being thrown around. And if you break, then that's it. You could go ahead and break and be the trick. And you will never be a whole man. In the same token, if that's just who you are, then so be it. There's no shame in that. I've known a lot of bitch ass dudes that just sit back and they bitch ass dudes and they good and they fine with it. That's who they are. And I don't disrespect them for being that. That's who you are. Just, just stay out of the way. You can't fault somebody for being who they truly are. Okay? But I'm smart enough to know and acknowledge that take care of who for what? Take care of who for what? Salute, salute, salute. What's going on, Grandmaster? Be the trick. I don't hate. I've been in a life I know without tricks is nothing. Without tricks, a true Mac got to create a trick. So the more tricks, the better. I don't hate on a trick. Nah, you need them. But what is happening is that with that thinking, they're changing the space where you have solid black women becoming whores. And y'all need to understand that. And black men are going to reject that. They're going to reject it because you cannot make a whore a housewife, just like you can't make a husband a trick. A true man is not going to be a trick. That's where the conversation comes in at. Because most of them that's speaking it never seen a daddy do it. They daddy didn't take care of their mama. I'm telling you something for an actual fact. He may have gave her what she needed to survive, but she ain't had no extras. Because he ain't had no extras. Because we as a people ain't never had no extras. That's the idea that the white folk put in your head. That in order to be happy, in order to sustain, in order to be, that you have to be and want what they are and have. So as men, you need to understand who you're dealing with. So again, as this little broad done took $1 from everybody who came across that post, I was floored when I did the research and she already had it. Now, I don't know if the post was a couple of days ago or yesterday or what, but I know it came to me today. I was appalled by saying, how she completed. She's like, I got that. I got my little 200. And I was more appalled to see that her page info description was, this is a space for baddies, and how she licked her tongue out, and how she had her cleavage out, and that she sells necklaces. But y'all gave her 200. And here all the individuals who are out there working, whether they know what they're doing or not, whether they sit in certain spaces with old phase or not, whether they're doing old school tactics as far as protesting and sitting on think tanks, whether they're doing any of that, are the ones who struggle the most, unless they found a way to scam through 501c3s. You understand what I'm saying? Us who are committed, right, are still making an attempt to figure out a way to get the message out and build an army, build a nation with limited resources and consistently attempting to garner enough attention to let people know, yo, we here. Nah, we here. The solid dudes is still here. So I learn lessons every day. I take L's every day. Every day is an L for me. Every day I take L's because learning human nature, people who they are at their core, is very troublesome. Now, y'all could chalk it up to wicked. Y'all could chalk it up to energy or evil. Y'all could chalk it up to being sheeple if y'all want. But I've seen people at their worst. I've been behind bars with people at their worst. And I'm telling you, the way this shit is vibrating in the streets, shit, I see why a lot of dudes go back and forth and stay their ass in the pen. I can see it. Because they don't have the stomach for it out here. They don't have the nerve for it out here. The average person who claims they want change don't want shit. They don't. They don't. Woman nor man. And it is up to you to expose who they are for you. You ain't got to expose them to the world, but for you, so you can be safe and stay away from them, because that's the agent. That's the rat. That's the mandingo. That's the one that's going to sell you out. Family or not, people have a core belief. And when people always ask me, yo, Bliz, well, what are we supposed to do? You're supposed to be in a space where you're learning your enemy. That's the only way you're going to survive. Fuck these policies and all this dumb shit that y'all not really reading, that really doesn't pertain to you. You need to know who your enemy is. Because they could be in your bed. They could be eating out your refrigerator. Shit, they could be your neighbor. They call police on you. I'm sitting, man, this shit is, it is what it is. But again, salute to her for getting her little $200 because everybody gave her a buck. You doing much better than us woke folk. You doing much better than us conscious folk, because we don't get it yet. So salute to her for getting her 200. Yeah, okay? Because we don't get $1 from everybody. You know, I think we, you know, I can attest to that. I can attest. I could go to hell of line. I guarantee you. I can guarantee you that those who work don't get it. So salute to her little ass. I hope she remains a baddie and selling necklaces. Shit, I hope she make it back to Houston. Okay? Now, let's get on to the more important shit. Okay? Let's get on to the more important shit. It's already 6:20. I gotta make moves and shit like that. Yeah, life is life, and Philly, I feel for y'all. And trust and believe, man. Once I get solid time where I can maneuver, I'm coming to Philly, whether this smells stink, whether y'all got vermin running all over the place or not. Because I believe in supporting, unionized workers. And nothing more important than certain spaces, man. Sanitation, you understand, firemen, you understand, first responders, man. Listen, nothing is more important, and they need to be supported. Hard body. Okay? So, we out here in Philly. Late Charles, much appreciation. Funding the war effort. Okay? You just found out your brother was scared of change. Yeah, the change is very scary. It's very scary. It's not easy. It's not easy. If you're scared of the dark and you see a dark room, it's not easy to walk up in there. It ain't. If you're scared of heights, it's not easy to look out of a window. If you're a black man, okay, it is not easy to understand your power and show strength. It is not easy to say, man, fuck all this. I'm going to figure it out on my own. And I'm going to believe in me. And I'm going to believe in my people. That's not easy. So for black men who haven't been conditioned, who haven't been through the lessons, who haven't studied, who haven't attacked their enemy, it's not easy to change. I told you, I see black men every day choosing to pick up a red cup and stand outside. That's the easy part. That's the easy part. Yeah, okay, Mark. I don't do the Jesus. I don't do the Jesus. Beat it. Fuck out of here. I don't do it. You at the wrong space for that. Thanks for coming. But I don't do it. Because most people in their core beliefs, they don't know Jesus. They don't know the story. Because if they did, they wouldn't be. He wasn't no Christian. Jesus wasn't a Christian. Jesus was a soldier, a liberator. I don't know. Get your ass up out of here with that. Especially, I don't know what your goddamn idea of Jesus is. Your idea of Jesus could be a white dude with dusty blonde hair. Fuck off my page with that shit. And I'm not getting monetized today, and I'm not watching my mouth. So YouTube, do what the hell y'all gonna do. Now, Philly. This is where we at with it. Representatives for the striking AFSCME District Council 33 on strike. Okay? Them and Mayor Sherelle Parker's administration sat down for another round of negotiations earlier Saturday. Now, I don't know if they went today. I know yesterday they didn't go to the table. So that's day 5 of the ongoing labor strike. Sanitation workers and the city's piling up with mad garbage. But again, you have a black person in office failing to recognize that it ain't about them. Politicians failing to recognize that it ain't about them. And whoever is advising her is off beat. Because when you have a city that has had a violent string for the last few years of kids unaliving each other on a regular basis, the last thing you need for any area is for them to be consistently living in filth. Not for a day, not for a week, not for no amount of time. That is triggering. So you could play games with your shades and your glasses and this black woman power bullshit that you on. But the only thing that you're hurting is the citizens. Now, y'all could call it strong arming or whatever the hell you want to call it, but you need to give those men their paper. You see how this work when people step in the office of the OFA and don't know the mechanics of it? When, and I'm telling you, I'm asking y'all, when have y'all seen in any major city, especially since the pandemic, where you have an OFA mayor with striking essential workers? They resolve shit quickly. When you get these Negras in power or in that seat of assumed power, shit get wacky. Because that's a play. The old phase know what's going on. Because they're whispering in your ear like Shaitan, like Iblis. Do this. Because they really don't want your dumbass in the seat anyway. So here we go. It's another opportunity for us to sit down. Hopefully we will make some progressive movement from where we've been. DC 33 President Greg Boulware said before heading into the building where the talks were taking place Saturday. However, after hours of negotiating, union members and city officials once again walked away from the bargaining table without a deal. There were also no talks of the negotiations continuing on Sunday. No talks. As of yesterday. I don't know today. I've been a little bit behind. Like I said, it's 6:30 and I'm just in class. Hey, Marshy, we definitely gave you and Unc and them shout outs. We hope that we could send energy your way to make you feel a little better. And let Unks and them know that we looking out for their best interests in class. You dig? We here for you. Okay? It ain't nothing that they ain't been through, and it ain't nothing that they not gonna get around. Okay? Nothing that they gonna get around. We got you. Again, that's another lesson in how black folk, right, with melanated skin in their core, give your ass up to your enemies for zero reason, for personal bullshit. I keep telling you, people at their core are rotten. All right? It's like this black ass mayor, this chick. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. The union represents thousands of municipal workers from a broad array of services, from sanitation and water services to crossing guards and medical examiners office employees. Workers walked off the job starting at 12:01 a.m. Tuesday after both sides could not come to an agreement on a wage increase structure and health benefits for all members. These are, when they say these things and they know how hard it is out here, they know how difficult it is out here, that time seems to be moving quickly during the day and that your resources is drying up. People is barely getting groceries. Most of the war effort is me trying to make sure people in the community eating, whether they're a kid, whether they're elder, but most of it is gone on that alone. I ain't even get the napalm materials for the, I ain't even gonna speak on that, all right? We just know that. But yet, she's telling people who work every day in garbage and trash, y'all not worth this little raise y'all asking for. So, okay. As Philadelphia celebrated the 4th of July on Friday, without Wah Wah Welcome America concert headliners LL Cool J and Jasmine Sullivan, negotiations between the union and city appeared to be at a standstill. Yeah, LL didn't perform. Okay. Jasmine Sullivan didn't perform, pulled out in support of these union workers. Again, garbage piling up, and you got the nerve, they had the nerve, we're going to get to it, to tell people that they could go to dumping spots with their garbage. So now you're telling people to spend gas money, extra bags, and then take it. Something like disturbing the quality of life of a space where people are still traumatized by the gun violence. This is where we at in Philly. Right, and like they said in the chat, voted a 9% raise for her so she could keep Louis glasses on and all this polka dot bullshit. Listen to what black folk is doing to other black folk. Okay? Here we go. However, a representative for DC 33 told the news Friday night that negotiations were set to pick back up on Saturday afternoon, and they still didn't get nothing done. Earlier Friday, sources said the union was working through the holiday weekend on a counter proposal to the city's latest offer. Speaking at Independence Hall Friday morning as part of the city's official celebration, remember now, we talking Philly. We talking home of the very first court in this whole land, in this whole country. Do y'all know that Philly had the very first courtroom? Do y'all know that Philly was the very first free city? Okay, because remember, it was structured and organized by Quakers, by people who came, okay, from Europe, from the Euro, with an idea against slavery. People don't know that. So you talking about Independence Hall, and here you're making an attempt to keep people working under decent wage. Okay? Let's go. Parker acknowledged that this is a challenging time for our city right now, referencing the labor talks. I will continue to meet leaders of our city's largest blue-collar union to reach a fair deal that workers understand is fair, that is fiscally responsible to the city's overall financial health. So what is fiscally responsible? That means that they can't give money to corporations who want to try new shit like get stadiums or casinos or, because they promise and they allocate a lot of money to outside people of the 1% to consistently pull resources from the working class and the poor. So it got to make sense. Because these dudes done been promised some shit. So those who work, y'all just got to keep suffering and do the damn job until they organize and strike. So get that, okay? Hold that. Parker has repeatedly touted a 5% increase given to the union in her first year as mayor and said that her administration's historic offer would boost union pay more than several past Philly mayors had in their first terms. But several past Philly mayors aren't in 2025. Economies was much more, livable, workable. You can't compare yourself to people in 2001. You can't compare yourself to mayors of the 80s and what they did or didn't do. We're talking about you. And this is the shit that they always want to throw. Well, I'm black, so I'm not able, or my hands are tied. Do you understand? She not getting it. That's like I keep telling y'all, you can't live in a rotary phone era mentality in a smartphone age. It doesn't work. Let's continue. Parker And the city had proposed a 3-year deal with a 2.75% increase in the first year, with 3% raises each of the next 2 years. This is what they offer. Meanwhile, trash is piling up at temporary drop-off sites established by the city as neighborhood trash pickup has been halted due to the strike. Temporary workers have been collecting trash from the sites, but social media has been awash with photos and videos of trash bags piled up in all sections of the city. You don't want people having this outside their house because there are going to be flies, rodents, raccoons, everything under the sun hitting this area pretty fast within a week, especially with the heat, one resident said. Just pay these people at this point. Okay? The trash piles even have their own subreddit on Reddit. Okay? This, for them, is major. However, what's major for me, and which always is going to be major for me, is the health of our people. And as this was going on, you got viral video of a mass shootout right in the hood in Philly. Y'all going to see this floating around where you have black girls crouching down on porches while young black men is banging out at each other. Dudes is on the porch busting shots like they John Wick with screaming girls in the tens. Like it's like 20 little girls up under these dudes' feet shooting it out. In these little thin-ass Philly blocks. See, people, if you haven't been there, you don't know and understand why Philly is so dangerous as a city. In the hoods, those blocks are some of the most narrow blocks I've ever seen in any major city. And I've been to many major cities. They're narrow and they long. You can't get out of them blocks. Not with somebody letting off a stick or something else, semi-auto. You done. That's how long those blocks are in Philly. So when they banging out, they really right there. This is what's going on out there. So you sitting people in garbage, rats, rodents, and heat. And not to mention whoever they sent back to the community because y'all done deaded Job Corps. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. This is where we at with it. But you got little black girls talking about they don't do 50-50. Somebody got to take all and take care of me. You got them online getting $1 from everybody because they can't pay their rent. And when us come through informing people and giving them specific life-saving strategies, we don't get supported. This is where we at. I want y'all to get a clear picture of where we at and why we sit in these conditions. And again, I'm not saying that to say that, yo, give me everything, give it to me. I don't care who get it if they're doing the work. I'm just giving you a picture of what it's like to be sitting in this seat. You understand? Gotta understand it. Where you watching little black girls because she flashed a little cleavage and cry and say she can't get her phone on, that she get $1 from everybody. That shit is insane. I got people on here that have to get bail money up for some serious shit. I got people that got health issues. Family members with serious health issues that had to make major decisions. Are we going to eat? Or are we going to go take care of our loved one? Are we going to see what's going on with our... This is what type of shit that I deal with on a daily basis. and give counsel to. All right? Because this is the real shit. I don't know what the hell anybody else is talking about in the street. Yo, this is what's going on. Yeah. The white folk don't do that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about none of that shit. What are we going to do with each other? They been doing that. This ain't new. You want to know where you sit with policy? You want to know where you sit with immigration? You want to know where you sit? You sitting in the same space you've been sitting in on since the plantation was there. Dummy. You ain't American. You 3/5 of a human. This shit ain't changed. That's where you sit. Africans don't consider you unless they got a real space of who they are. They don't know what's been going on over here unless they conscious and really woke. So you gotta ask yourself, where do you sit? And I've been telling you where you sit. You're a soldier who about to be ass out if you don't really support leadership and people that's going to be responsible for the decisions that they're asking you to fall in line with. Ain't shit changed. If you're a cop, I don't care if you spent 20 years in the Marines. I don't care if you've been working on Wall Street for 30 years. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you was a politician for 30 years. Your black ass ain't part of their system. Dummy. I'm not thinking about you. You're sitting in the same spot. The same space. And their auction blocks is the same. You don't get it? They don't have to put 30 of y'all on the auction block and run off numbers and grab you by your nuts and say, look at him, he's a breeder. They don't have to do that. They send you to jail in hundreds. Gang sweep here, gang sweep there, gang sweep there. Highest bidder, highest bidder. The feds of the state, the feds of the state. Federal prison it is. Take all 40 of them, give them a federal charge. Send them to work at this penitentiary. Dummies, it's the same shit. So damn a FBA or ADOS, a nigga for life. Damn all that. How does your enemy see you? Now keep supporting them. Don't give me no war effort funds from here to now on. It makes me no matter. I'm a general and a soldier in this shit. I gotta fight regardless. I have to do me. But are you prepared to do you once I'm gone? That's where the truth lies. Okay? So yeah, Philly going through it as always. We gotta send healing energy to Philly. Okay, this black ass woman that got $1 from everybody who's seen her post for $200 for a move. I never seen nobody rent a moving truck. You can't even go to the damn what you call that shit? You can't even go to the damn Home Depot and then go to U-Haul with $200 to make a move. Shit, you gotta at least pay Hector and them 5 of them for $1, and you gotta pay lunch for them. You can't make no move with $200. So y'all keep giving to that girl. Keep giving her your little dollar. Stupid shit. Now, who else was asking for money? Yeah, this dumbass that blew his hand off. What's his name? Xtra? What's his name? 4Xtra? I don't know him, don't care to know him. People are mad, and some people are having a chuckle at his expense because of whatever shenanigans he was playing with that Ofe online. I don't know if he was banging out Adam's wife. I don't know what's the relationship. I don't know if he banging Adam. I don't care. I just know that playing with fire, playing games, he done blew his digits off. Okay? Play stupid games, and lose fingers. Now, I don't do it. Why? Because it's somebody who's really been in the street, who really was hunting men, who really know what it's like to throw that hammer. 3 days we don't go outside. Now, I don't know if it's everybody else, but I know New York City and people who raised me up in life. We don't do Halloween. We don't do New Year's. We don't do the 4th of July. We don't do those days. Stick up kid, you stay your ass in the house. Halloween, New Year's, 4th of July. So I don't get a kick out of playing with fireworks. I don't. Never did. At all. However, this big, stupid dummy, matter of fact, let me get right to it. Rapper, they call him a rapper, I guess. Okay, rapper and No Jumper podcast host 4Xtra reportedly suffered a gruesome, disfiguring accident over 4th of July weekend due to a mishap with fireworks. 4Xtra first posted a video of himself holding, and they calling it firecrackers. When I seen the video, it wasn't firecrackers. It looked more like M80s, but it might be even more powerful. It might be because they didn't even look like the M80s that I remember we was growing up with. 4Xtra posted a video of himself holding firecrackers on 4th of July, promising to blow up someone in what was then just a joke. And he was going in, yeah, I'm about to blow something down, about to blow something up, performing as these podcasters do for clout, for views, for consistently attention seeking. Okay? You dig? This is what they do. Everything is a game. Okay? Hours later, the Twitter account for No Jumper shared a graphic video of 4Xtra with a gruesome injury to his hand, reporting at the time that he had blown his hand off with fireworks. Black man now, this ain't Johnny Knoxville, this ain't none of them old phase. Black man. Right? We do remember when the New York Giants did it, right? Wasn't that on the 4th as well? What's his name? Jason Pierre, some shit, right? Here you getting Ofe money with the Ofes. The Ofes love you, and on the 4th you blow your damn hands up, and took them years to get back on the field, right? This dummy here ain't even getting nowhere near the amount of money of a professional athlete, but he was getting he gotta be getting some type of change. Yeah, Jason Pierre Paul, much appreciation, Sean. You dig? The rapper himself has yet to comment on the injury, but a GoFundMe page was set up by his sister that confirmed the incident. So again, now I got a question. I'm seeing people, right? There's No Jumper, this Ofe and the Euro and all of them be getting to it. Got millions of subscribers and all that. You mean to tell me this Ofe can't give you no bread for the incident? They don't care about you, right? To that degree, because I know that. Oh, you out of here? Oh, you can't perform? Oh, so you don't get no bread. Your sister gotta put a GoFundMe up? You mess with one of the in this space here, those two Ofes got the majority of the audience on YouTube and everything else on social media. Okay, the only ones that's doing any better is On our end, we got who you got? Who you got? Y'all got y'all Tasha K. Y'all got y'all Cam and Mace. Y'all got y'all Gilly, right? Y'all got y'all what was the other one name? What's the other one name? Art of Dollar. Like y'all got little spaces, but the old phase, he's with the old phase, and his sister got put up a GoFundMe again. To each his own. Support it. Do what you do with it. However, what good has he done for our community? I'm serious because I bust my ass on a regular for our community, not for me. Not for me. I'm a soldier. I know how to war with nothing. I know what happens when your locker get empty and you ain't got a pack of ramen or nothing in that shit. And you got to get to the yard and get busy. I've been in the army where we got 2 weeks out in the field and I don't eat pork. So I got to live off of crackers and jelly in the MRE. Nigga, I know what it's like not to have. Y'all ain't got to give me shit because I'm going to do my job, which is a soldier for my people. I got to do it. Whether you grab onto my shirt while I make a hole or not. Do you understand? But what is he doing? Playing grab ass with an Ofe. And now the Ofe can't give him anything? That he gotta go for me? Listen to this shit. On the 4th of July, 4 Xtra was injured in a firework accident. As many of you know, medical care can be incredibly expensive and adds up very fast, his sister wrote. 4 Xtra is someone who lights up every room with his humor and energy. If you've ever laughed with him, shared a moment, or simply care about his well-being, any support from donations to prayers or even just sharing this means the world to us. Thank you all for your love, support, and kindness during this difficult time, his sister concluded. And as of the time when I just researched this, the page had raised about $7,000 out of a $30,000 goal. I ain't hear this boy protest nobody. I ain't hear this boy set up a boycott to nobody. I ain't hear this boy stand down police, law enforcement to nobody. What has he done to garner any support? Not that those things mean much to me. Because I don't give a fuck if you protest, if you get arrested. That shit is old school shit. But I'm saying he hasn't even done the basics. Laughed at him? Cause we shared in humor, like we sharing a rap song. Like now we still supposed to support these gripper gate dudes and women, cause they made us laugh or made a song. This is the sheeple shit that they talk about. You blew your hands off, you stupid ass. Hold that, handle that. That's what you do, homie. And I hope the old phase is in a position to get you some mechanical digits or something. And I hope that them old phase that you around could keep a chick or two around you. Cause you ain't getting no more blacktail with them fingers all boned up and all that shit. Ain't no chicks checking for you. Get the fuck out of here. You lost a black chick because you can't even provide 50-50. Yeah, you can't go 50-50. You're going to be trying to figure out how to move that hand with half of your digits, half of your fingers. Yeah. Yeah, see? See how this shit work? How I keep telling you, the less time you spend giving back and the less time you spend being disciplined and trying to figure this shit out for our people, you don't, that's what happens. Calamity, catastrophe. Okay? So yeah. Matter of fact, go ahead, go support him, go, because y'all not, I don't get it. I don't get $1 from everybody. That's impossible. God body, much appreciation for the super chat. I go through emotions, reviewing the classes, anger especially. Regardless, you've helped get me back. On any square and on the path of my purpose. Salute for being an example in a world of few. Much appreciation. But again, I can only do that because you allow that. Education is an exchange. You teach me, I teach you. You educate me, I educate you. It's an exchange. It's a light. It's a willingness to be open. It's a willingness to shift your core belief and understanding, to opening up to new ways of seeing yourself. I'm able to do it because I allow people to see themselves, their strengths. Okay? Gotta see yourself. Your enemy is easy. They showing you who they are. They've been doing it. They never hid it from us. But who are you? And how do you respond to your conditions? You're not at fault for your conditions unless you know better. The way you have been taught to think and move and operate in this shit is purposeful. Purpose for you to run amok. Purpose for you to feel the ways about yourself when you don't fit in. You ain't supposed to be there. And that shit got people all tore up. Our women can't even function because they so trying to fit in. Dreaming, urging, wanting. Not even understanding it. Bitch, do you understand what you asking for? Let's go. Now, before I get into Sebastian Telfair and get up out of here, I gotta go to this Rickey Smiley shit. Cause he's a bozo, been a clown, been a derelict, who through whatever tap dancing gripper gate he was in, became a decent B-list black celebrity. Cause he always been just a clown. However, in that clownness, he was able to get around certain individuals, so he remained in your face. So now he's scared again. I've been scared, and again, I'm making an attempt not to get on people when they grieving, because I understand grief. I do grief counseling. I get it. You dig what I'm saying? But when you ain't no comrade of mine at all. Ain't no brother of mine, none of that. You a hard body, staunch Christian who believe in a lot of shit that I don't rock with. And I know that if you were sitting on a jury of mine, you'll convict quick. So I don't have no empathy for that shit. So I know he's speaking from a space of trauma. He might have got his grippers ran through. You dig what I'm saying? In order to keep them checks coming, he done lost his kid. There's a lot going on with that. So sometimes you have to give these dudes a little bit of leeway. But now when you talk about you scared, you understand? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Okay. If I don't pick up, I'm not picking up. However, now he's directing you in his last little rant, talking about he's scared. They gutted our rights. We don't have no rights. I've been telling y'all we don't have nothing for the last 10 years. I've been breaking it down all the time, showing and proving. We haven't had no rights since Dred Scott. You don't get it. People don't get it because they've been conditioned to believe in La La Land. So now he's scared. And yo, I'm scared. Oh, what's gonna happen? You understand him, DL Hughley talking about the policies and what Trump did and us. He said, you people who voted him in. DL. So when you get comedians who all they ever did was make people laugh, and some people ain't find near one of them funny at all. But again, since they had found some type of courage to speak out against issues that affect them in this social media age, it's a counter narrative that mass media runs with. So now all of a sudden DL is supposed to be super intelligent. Rickey Smiley is supposed to be smart. But these bitch ass dudes, all they're concerned with is how they gonna feed their family when this shit collapse. Cause that's all Black Hollywood is scared of. They're not getting Y'all hear me? You hear me, C Blades? No, they're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing. Again, like I said, I don't get, y'all just don't get it. I don't get the support. I don't get the understanding. It's a lot with that. People be pulling from everywhere. And like I'm supposed to be the magic man. I gotta cut that shit out. Anyway, these are individuals who, because of their status in being a earner, because their name, their branding, again, branding, just like a master used to brand, that doesn't change when these individuals become a name brand, a household name. They're branded by Hollywood. They're branded by producers and movie houses or any type of corporate executive or corporate entity within the entertainment world. They get branded. So because they are brand for the OFE, they're able to sit in certain spaces. Like, you never seen me on the Breakfast Club. You never seen me on Hot 97. You never seen me on anything. Right? Because I'm not branded. I'm not bonded. I'm not a darling of the OFE. I'm going to say something that disturbs them, but invigorates you. You understand that? So he's scared. Now Rickey Smiley is scared. DL is nervous and upset and angry because of something that's been in place for hundreds of years. For shit. They talk about next year. What is it? Next year's the 250th birthday of this shit. Our status has never shifted, has never changed. We have never fought for liberation. Melanated people have, on small scales, with the people that's indigenous to the land, as we are. Remember, all that I got Indian in my family. Listen, Your family is family. Indigenous to this land, we are universal beings of truth. We dominated the entire earth. Okay? By the time they came and fought many, many wars to establish themselves to this point here, one of the youngest civilizations on the planet, okay, we have never changed. We have never been included. We've been sexualized in their bed. We've been heavy laborers for the corporations. That's it. That's it. There has been a tolerance of melanated people. They tolerate us in certain spaces, and when they don't, they start the lynching. When they don't, they start the policies. When they no longer tolerate your black ass face, you out of there. So there's no inclusion. You're never included. Never. You're never loved. And those who want to be loved by them, accepted by them with their degrees and their living spaces, you want to live near them. You know, that's a psyche. Something is wrong with you. Either you're ignorant of your political status, you're ignorant of who you are, how they see you, and you're definitely ignorant of knowledge of self. So that's a sickness. I don't care about those people. I don't care if they choke on a pickle. I don't care if the old fae run through their grippers with a goddamn donkey phallus. It means nothing to me. It never will. So Rickey Smiley, saying that I'm so scared, but I want you to go see Joy Reid's page. Go look at Joy Reid's video. See, again, directing your attention to another weakling. Directing your attention, for you FBAs, to a non-FBA who consistently is never in alignment with anything that has to do with self-determination and really, really, really rocking with black folk. No. And definitely cool on black men over the years as she begins to look and present more and more like Roy G. Biv. Rickey Smiley, the good Christian brother, is pointing you in that direction to go get information from her, as if she's going to tell you to These people are panicked because the bankers are pushing them out the door. Not for you and me. They don't give a damn about that at all. Okay? At all. So as his punk ass is telling you he's so scared, I'll tell him, go get a dog. That's what you do. Because you ain't getting a hammer. You not busting nothing. Go get a dog, Rickey Smiley, since you so damn scared. Don't ask us to look at Joy Reid. Ask Joy Reid to buy you a dog. Scaredy. Okay? I will never tell y'all to watch nobody that ain't gonna bust their hammer when the time come. We have to be soldiers. We're going to have to fight. There's no way around it. Don't let nobody tell you no different. You done did everything. You think they wasn't praying? You think they wasn't doing some type of work 250 years ago? You think they didn't try all that? Niggas did everything except fight back to the real enemy. Yeah, I had little skirmishes and bullshit. But collectively, you always had some weak ass neighbor to call police. You always had a few, a majority of bitch ass dudes running around, ready to tell massa everything. And I'm telling you now, It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work this time. Y'all better be able to organize and fight effectively together. Joy Reid, this dude is a clown. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get up out of here. But I gotta hit Sebastian Telfair because he's stupid. He was dumb the first time, and I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm trying to, but here we go. Former NBA point guard Sebastian Telfair has been ordered to report to prison on August 12th for failing to meet the terms of his supervised release in a health fraud case. The case involved former NBA players who submitted false invoices to healthcare providers in a scheme to defraud the NBA players' health and welfare benefit plan. That's the same shit Big Dummy smiled on his way to prison. Made posts. He was happy. Yeah, big baby. I didn't know Sebastian was caught up in this shit. Anyway, U.S. District Judge ruled on Thursday that Telfair failed to abide by court-ordered community service and failed to report to the U.S. Probation Office. This is the mentality. Okay, this is what people, I don't got to do that. This is that type of shit. A suspended sentence means the defendant receives a prison term but can avoid serving the term behind bars if they abide by the terms of the release. Something I consistently say when people ask me, damn, son, how the hell you stayed home 20 joints? How the hell you never went back? Because they told me what I had to do not to. And I did it. I don't care if my curfew was 8:30. My curfew was 8:30. I was in the house. You got all day to run around. Do whatever you want. 8:30, be in the house. I told you, people didn't even know I was home for 2 years. I damn near maxed out before people even knew I was in the town. How you can't stay home? Anyway, Telfair will spend 6 months in prison as a result of failing to meet the terms of his conditional release. Prosecutors accused Telfair of partaking in a scheme where he netted about $358,000 through fraudulent claims. He reached a deal with prosecutors who recommended he serve between 15 and 21 months behind bars. He was sentenced to time served and 3 years of supervised release and ordered him to pay restitution. In a hearing on Thursday, Telfair told the judge a lot of things were stacked against him and that he sometimes gets stuck in the mud. But he was on Vlad. He was on the Euro channel. You see what I'm saying? Telfair apologized and acknowledged he missed appointments with his probation officer, but he insisted he was trying to improve as a person, including by partaking in training so he can land a job in construction. All you got to do is get your OSHA card. Moo, you don't know who Sebastian Telfair is? Stephon Marbury's cousin? Who another one went from high school to the NBA? However, they wasn't persuaded, saying Telfair had done absolutely nothing to get a job. She bluntly told him, "You thumbed your nose at the probation officer and me over and over." The judge noted and also said Telfair had only submitted small dollar amounts in restitution and still owes a sizable figure. Another former Celtics player who also served time behind bars for the health care fraud case last year sentenced Glenn Big Baby Davis to 40 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Okay? Now, this ain't Sebastian's only time. Okay? Deborah, much appreciation for the super chat. Remember, he got knocked in 2017 with guns. Before that, in 2007, he had got knocked. and skated around that, right? Remember, Eric Gonzalez announced that former NBA player Sebastian Telfair has been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for gun possession. Okay? That was the same case that his ex-wife, his mistress, testified on him and what all of them look like. They wasn't melanated. Oh, half Latin, half Euro chicks. Yeah. Like Nas said, mixed Spanish and Latin. You know what I'm saying? Testified on him. Remember, he cried before getting sentenced, had a rant, went crazy in the courtroom. So how you get back in the system? They're going to give you everything you need to destroy yourself, Telfair raved at another point, quoting the slain rapper Tupac Shakur. He also begged the court, please don't take me from society right now. I'm 34. I can go play in China for another 6 years, take care of my family. When he brought up his 14-year-old daughter, he asserted she'd gotten sick because I wasn't around her. Literally got sick. Mental illness because I wasn't around. Right? You said all this before you went to jail the last time, so why? Why would you find yourself in a position to go back? I'm trying to figure these. Yo, when I tell you I work tirelessly, talking, what he said, my kid's gonna think I hurt somebody. He told the court with one of his lawyers explaining Telfair fears his kids will think he's done something to hurt somebody if he winds up in prison. So you know all of this. You know all of this. The chick testified on you. Took his bread and all that. Told him where the hammers was at. Told him how he thought he was a pseudo gangster, but he ain't like that. And you still find yourself in a position to do some stupid shit? But again, he got to the bag. See, I swear, when I tell you that that bag is poison, that if you not, I've yet to see it. I've yet to see anybody that get to it. Come back, provide for the peoples, establish something for the peoples, maneuver, support, fund. Yeah. So I'm in a weird space. I know what could be done if I compromise my integrity, which is going to look foolish in the eyes of people who are really committed and really woke. Why would you do that? You don't have to. Stay down. Whoever supports, supports. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. But stay down. Never waver off the path, because when you do, you can never come back. It's a weird space to be in. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I see so clearly sometimes when I go back and read certain books and autobiographies and see the turmoil of many of our leaders. They was really in a position, they was like, damn, how do I do this? So I get the benefit of learning from all of them. I get that benefit from learning from all of them. And I have what a lot of them don't have. See, I was raised in East New York. Raised as a stick-up kid. Raised, beaten over, 10 bankers up. Bagel, I've seen them at their weakest point. I've seen them beg. I've watched them beg me for their life. I've seen it numerous times. I know what that's like. I know that they're weak. None of our leaders participated in that to that degree. Maybe other than Mutulu Shakur. May he sleep in eternal peace. And many others of the BLA. I know what that's. I know what that. You know. I know. So I learn from them, and I know. And I learn every day. I take that lesson that people at their core are not who they say they are. And they will give you up. And they will disrespect you. And they will work tirelessly behind your back to make sure you don't stand tall for your people. I know that. Trust and believe. I'm not a fool at all. But I also know me, and I know I got zero patience for it. And look definitely deeply in my eye, I know that I'm serious about it. I get really, really busy with mine. Trust that. I'm not going to play with you. So again, as always, make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Listen when I say, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. That the only way we can do it is if we have resources, if we fund ourselves, if we have a true war effort, because these people have immense resource, immense help. They have our own people. I'm telling you, y'all can see they mayors. Y'all can see the police force. Those are black people. Those are melanated people that don't give a damn about you. I'm telling you. And that's at this level. This ain't even in the real war. This is at bullshit level. Oface ain't even putting a press on them the way they're gonna have to. And if you're not on the right side, if you don't understand, boom, just that quick. Go back, look at the Matrix. Go ahead. That's y'all movie, right? Y'all like that shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. Morpheus told him, boom. You was looking at that girl, right? That's just how quick shit happens. Going to the store for 20 minutes. Boom. What happened? You come back, everything's a mess. Go outside, 5 seconds. Boom, everything is turned upside down. That's how quick it is. That's war. All my truckers, get to your destination safe. Get home safe. Don't stop and play with them dots in the Wawas and in the Circle K's and all that shit. Stay away from them rest stop dots and they little musty twats. Get home. All my educators, keep educating. All my mothers, keep mothering. Don't stop. Find different ways to communicate. Use different language. You're a mother. Don't stop. Black men, don't break. I don't care what the narrative is. I'm telling you. Immediately delete anybody that's trying to diminish you. Because your paper and what you won't do is you won't pay 50-50. Get your dirty ass. Tell her we could do 50-50. You do the time on the track. I'll do the time right here in the car. That's 50-50. I'm going to support you. Go get it. That's 50-50. What are we talking about? That's reverse pimping. They trying to hold you. Over what? The hell you getting for your 50%? What the hell you getting for your 100%? Keep the movement going, Slim. Peace and prosperity. Much appreciation, Dre. Yeah, if we're going to play, we're going to play, Barney. Yeah, if we're going to play, we're going to play. I can make a track anywhere. You want me to give 100%? Go get it. Again, much appreciation, classroom assistants, always for holding it down. Network with each other, build with each other. Build the class, and again, I love my people. All love to my people. We will win. 55 gang. Get y'all grades up.